Do you find yourself mentally exhausted and physically tired? If you do, chances are you're going through a burnout. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how to stop burnouts, especially the ones caused by health-related activities. The dictionary and scientific definition of burnout is something I found interesting. It's defined as the reduction of a substance to nothing through use. The way I see it, it just means we've been reduced to a shell of our former selves, to nothing. And while burnouts can be caused by internal or external factors, sometimes we're also burning ourselves out because of health-related reasons. Things that we think are good for us, but are actually stressing us out. There are three major health-related causes of burnout, in my opinion. There's overtraining and overexercising, there's overanalyzing and overthinking our diets, and number three, sleep. Exercise is a weird thing, right? It's hard to get into it, and once you're into it and you start doing it regularly, it becomes a hardcore addiction. For many of us who are addicted to exercising, you know what I'm talking about. You just can't stop. It feels terrible to miss a day, and you feel all of these mental pressure and mental stress if you don't work out for an extended period of time. We start thinking that our strength and fitness has been negatively affected. We start imagining that we've gained weight, and so we work out. In the morning, in the afternoon, at night, Mondays to Mondays, no rest in between. That's not only unhealthy, it's actually a good way to injure ourselves and to lose all the gains that we've gotten from working out. Let's talk about diets. There's a ton out there. I'm no nutritionist, so I'm never going to give you advice on what you should or shouldn't eat. All I know is from my own success stories, I've lost 42 pounds over 2 years, is that calories in should be less than calories out. There seems to be a diet fad that comes out every year, sometimes in as fast as a few months. And I'm sure it's causing you a lot of mental stress about what should I eat, what shouldn't I eat. This year fat is the enemy, this year sugar is the enemy, this year carbs is the enemy. It can drive you crazy. The intentions are good, right? We want to be healthier, we want to eat better. But what happens when you overthink and overanalyze diets is that you just end up stressing yourself out instead of enjoying food for what it is. Delicious food. And what about sleep? Sleep is something that I am also personally struggling with in a sense that I have completely lost my usual sleeping hours and sleeping schedules. I have a feeling that your sleep pattern has been disrupted as well, and for many of us, it can be hard to get back on track. The anxiety that's connected to our sleeplessness is also an additional mental burden for us that leads to physical burden, and that's probably why you're feeling the effects of this burnout. Over the last few months, I've had some success in managing these health-related burnouts, and that's precisely what I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video. To manage burnout that's caused by overtraining or overexercising, it was a bit of a challenge, but you do have to factor in rest as part of your training. Rest is that period of time when our bodies recover. That's when they fix themselves, and that's the time when they get stronger. So if your goal is to be fitter, stronger, leaner than ever, rest is going to be a big part of your game plan, and it should be. If you simply must do something physical during your rest days, I think this is a great time to explore low impact or low intensity activities that you can do. You could go for a walk, or like me, you could do a lot of stretching. And if you have a hard time factoring in rest days in your workout routines, just remember this. Even pro athletes program in rest days in their training schedules. To manage the challenge and the mental stress of overthinking and overanalyzing diets, my suggestion would be to just stick to the one that works for you. Most diets out there, they have success stories, so that tells you that they do work, but the vast majority of them work for the same reason, and that's because it's all about calorie management. The calories that you take in is less than the calories that you expend. Look at keto diet. You're reducing calories by removing carbs. Take a look at intermittent fasting. You're reducing calories by limiting the number of hours where you can eat. If you start seeing diets as just ways to reduce calories, I think that will really help you in terms of not causing yourself to burn out, overthinking what you're supposed to eat every day. My tip is, and so that you stop fussing about what you should or shouldn't eat, is that stick with whatever diet works for you for at least 3 months. I think it's long enough that it has built a habit, and it's long enough that you've actually stuck through it, that means it's probably easy for you, it fits your lifestyle, and it fits the kind of food that you like. For several years, I actually had this diet system of no bread, until of course I discovered that I really like pizza. So even though I stuck with a no bread diet thing for several years, I've been finding some success with intermittent fasting, simply because it works for me. But both of them do the same thing. They let me eat less calories versus how much I use up. I think it's important that you don't follow the latest or trendiest fad. I think it's more important that you stick to the one where you find some consistency in. It doesn't matter who's promoting these diets. If you can't stick to them, what's the point? And to manage burnout that's caused by sleep or lack of it, it's very important that we find someone to talk to. When my own sleep patterns went haywire over the last couple of months, I had a really hard time figuring out what was wrong. I was online trying to research about it, I was reading up on insomnia causes, but I couldn't really tell what was wrong with me. So what I did was I opened up and talked to people who were close to me, and I started unloading some anxiety and some burdens that I had on my mind. And it turns out that really helps. Sleeplessness is caused by a lot of the anxiety that we go through on a day-to-day basis. By just knowing that there are people out there that you can talk to and ask for help, it helps ease that burden in your mind, and it leads to better sleep. I'm not saying that my sleep problems have been completely fixed just by having people I can talk to, but I definitely sleep better more days than not. I guess my point is, if you can tackle the anxiety that could potentially be affecting your sleep, it might be a better route to fixing your burnout. Treat rest days as part of your training program, stick to the diet that works for you and only you, and finally, have people that you can trust, that you can talk to, and relieve some of that anxiety. I want to hear how you tackle health-related burnouts. Drop a comment below. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Jason, and thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time, and may you be better today.